Hey, good evening, everybody. I am sorry for coming on so late, but listen, guys, it has been tough around here. I've had a lot of stuff going on at work and preparations for the camp out and everything else. And if it wasn't for old Bear, I'll tell you what, I don't know that we would have made it. But I wanted to say good evening to everybody, and we kind of discussed about what we were going to do tonight. But Bear is so great about helping me out in this kind of stuff. And let's don't wait any further and longer because he's streaming on his channel also. So let's get the man on here. Hey, Bear.
What do you say, Dirt Road?
Oh man, not a whole lot. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good deal, good deal. Let's go ahead and get a couple hellos out of the way. Hey, Mr. Athens, how are you doing? I'm so glad to see you, Mr. Athens. He's just such a great guy. Wendell Bigfoot, 911. Hey, bud, I feel like you're from over on Old Bear's channel. We're always glad to see you, though. We're always glad to see you. Hey, Josh, how you doing, bud? Need to call me sometime, Josh. Uh, Roger Blair, he's back again from over there. Glad to see you, bud. All right. Now that I got that away, I'm sure there'll be some others that'll come in here later, Bear, as we
Hmm.
go. But anyways, so let's talk about this here camp out.
Okay.
I had a great time. I did. I had a great time. If you don't get to come, guys, you don't really know what you're missing when you get to camp out with the old bear. And we had several good folks over there, and I had a blast. We got to meet a new guy. I don't see him on here yet. He may be. I don't know.
Hmm.
Uh, but hey, Joanne, how you doing, hon? Mr. Scott. I can't remember his last name. Him and his lovely wife, Ellison, I believe it is.
Hmm.
They were great people. I mean, just some great people. We thoroughly enjoyed them folks being there. Uh,
Sure did.
yep. And let's see. We had Neil and his family. We had me and you and our family, Josh and Curtis and Mr. Kenny. And I can't remember if
Hmm.
anybody else got to come or not. There was quite a
No,
few
that was
people.
it, I believe.
Yeah, there's quite a few though. But we had a good time. Great food, I thought. Mongolian Monster. Hey, bud, how are you doing? And how did you like? We talked about it before. We said something about when we go camping, we go to relax, enjoy some good company, enjoy some good food, and buddy, that was right on the money, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah. Especially enjoying too much of the good food. That was my problem.
I know. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, guys. This guy can cook some breakfast. I'm gonna tell you right now. Hey, Southern Grits, aka Patricia. There's my guy, Stephen Hicks. Never fails me. Never fails me. Yeah, but it was really good food. I enjoyed it. I really can't say enough. I mean, the conversations.
Hmm.
Um, I especially had a great time. Uh, we went out Thursday night. We'll start off there after we
Hmm.
got there, and you and let's see, I think it was Barbie Bear, Ice Bunny, and Josh. We
Hmm.
went out to 360. Shout out to them, hamburger place. That was a good hamburger. I have to give
Oh,
John credit. That was a good hamburger. It really was. I enjoyed it. But anyways, we had agreed on doing a experiment, and I'm sure people are curious to know how this. Just a small one. And basically, guys, back when I was in the BFRO, and I was a youngster then, they always said something about Bigfoot and cemeteries. I wanted
hmm.
to check it out, and I looked up on the map, and I found this cemetery not far from the camp. So I wanted to
Yeah.
do a little experiment at night, but also wanted another one thrown in there, and that was with a lady doing whoops and see if they are attracted in. So me, you, and Barb and my wife went out. You want to tell them what you think about what happened that night?
Well, after we went and ate burgers, which kind of made me a little lethargic because of the amount of fries we had. Um, phew, I was kind of full, and we went back to the camp. We dropped Josh off, and we went over there, and we got in your pickup. And by the way, he has a really nice truck. Kind of a little bit envious of all the chrome, but
Whoops.
whatever. Anyway, the four of us went. Um, we had your wife and my wife with us, and Ice Bunny, which is your wife, ran the night vision slash thermal, and she did a really good job of that. And you were kind of coaching her somewhat, and we got out and we waited about 10 or 15 minutes, and we let everything settle down after we parked. And of course, we made sure the truck was headed out instead of having to try to figure out how to turn around in case something, it got a little strange. And we got out, and my wife was running the camera and running my camera for me, and I walked to the front of the truck, and you were standing at the back, and we kept the truck to their backs.
Hmm.
Uh, and your wife is fairly new to Bigfooting. Mine's
Hmm.
becoming an old hat at it, and she's really good at it. And we had we did an experiment. Now, the first part of the experiment was to see if we saw any thermal hits or anything in the night vision around the cemetery. And this cemetery had lights and stuff in it,
It did.
uh, on the gravestones and the trees above the graves and stuff like that. And that was a pleasant surprise. I really, I like that idea. Um, and then after half an hour or so, however long we were there, uh, you had my wife do some whoops, and she did the first one and didn't get anything, and then she did another one and still didn't get a response. So at that point, we kind of uh, I walked back up to her and I told her, I said, do three, one right after the other, and kind of speed your cadence up. And she did three whoops, and we didn't get any responses, and we didn't see anything around the cemetery. But that doesn't mean that they weren't there. Uh, that doesn't mean they weren't in the neighborhood. They could have been and just not responded to her, or it could have been, they just knew we were human. And of course, we didn't slam no doors getting out. We pushed them closed and let the lights go off the truck and did everything like we were supposed to. And we had a controlled experiment happen. And it didn't work out, but that could be because, they just didn't want to interact. So I thought it went good.
I
You
did
know,
too. I mean, I didn't get the results that I would have hoped I would have liked.
hmm
I thought Barbie Bear done a really, really good job with her whoops, and uh, it just didn't work out. And
yeah.
the cemetery is basically on the border of just right below the group campground, and there's a
hmm
swamp back in there. Uh,
Yep.
I was trying hopefully that we would double up on our chances, but there was not a thing going on that night. Of course, now I got a
Mhm.
video of I believe y'all have flying squirrels there, do y'all not?
Ohio does have squirrels that are active at night. They are the flying squirrel, yes.
Okay, because I thought I seen one on thermo. My wife was running basically the night vision. she's doing good with it, and she's been practicing it, but there's nothing to night video it. But that's just
Right.
part of the experiment. You sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but I don't think it was a loss because each time I go up, I'm going to try to do the same thing and
Mhm.
see what happens. You got to give it at least 3 tries. And
Yeah.
so we'll go back, but the whoops was fantastic. I could not ask her to done a better job. I hope my wife was listening, so maybe she'll learn how to do it myself. But anyways,
Well, that would make it more authentic, you know. Um, the only thing I told my wife after she did the whoops, of course, we were discussing the camp out the other night, and I told her when she whoops from now on to speed up, do 3 of them, just boom, 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 and that's more believable to the Bigfoot, and it would add to the chances that we would get a response. Of course, it could have been because those Bigfoot may have been across the main road or anything.
or they wouldn't move it because it's kind of curious. We really need to write down that particular night. It was a nice day of traveling. We had a
Yes.
good time getting there, uh, but there was a system moved in on top of us, which we'll talk about here in
Mhm.
just a little bit. Uh, we'll get to that. Stephen wants to know is Sasquatch more active in the summer? Well, there's a particular reason why we went this time of the year. But anyways, we'll get into that in just a minute. Let's see here. There's a few more I want to say hello to. We've
Mhm.
already said there were several. Mongolian monster. Is that Big Matt? Joanne? I got
No,
it. Who is Mongolian monster?
that is everybody calls him Moggs,
Okay.
um, and Moggs lives in Florida.
Oh, okay. I know.
Uh, we met Moggs a long time ago. I was on his channel a couple of times, and he interviewed me, about Bigfoot.
Mhm.
And he's very interested in Bigfoot. He likes going out and going Bigfooting. He came to Tennessee a few years ago when we were down there. We had a ball with Moggs being around. He's a great guy. Uh, he likes to cut up, and
Uh,
he's just great to have around. I mean, he's a very very well rounded man, and we like him a lot.
I can tell. I can tell. Well, I'm always glad to see him. He ought to get in touch with him because I like to clown around too. AT, Alabama Tide, good seeing you, bud. I hope you are feeling better. We met at the Florida conference. I'll have to go back and look, brother. I'll have to go back and look, you know, because you under seem like a different name. All right, but anyways, I'll go back and look, check you out, Margo. Boggs, is it or Oggs?
We call him Moggs, Mogg's.
Moggs. Okay, Moggs.
It's
All
easier
right.
than Mogollon.
Yeah, I get it now. I see what you're talking about. Mongolian monster. Okay, I gotta go check him out. I wish somebody had told me that earlier. I would have loved to check him out, and I will. Moggs, I will. I will check you out, brother. You probably get a new sub here coming up. All right, so let's move on to Friday. I mean, that's what happened Thursday night. That was a great day, great start.
Hmm.
I'm already enjoying myself. So we go back, and it was a long day. So we get a fire going. Uh, yeah, I remember seeing you with Flat Rock or somebody with Flat Rock a couple times. I know he was with
Yep.
oh, I can't remember the guy's name right now. But anyways, so Friday we get up, and this man over here to my right informs me that we're getting up at 4:30 in the morning. I
No,
said,
no,
"All
no, no,
right,
no, no, no.
what
Wait a
is it?
minute. 4 in the morning.
Well, you know that
Somebody was late getting out of bed.
I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, so 4:30, he knocks on my door, hollering, icebox, get up. I didn't even say. I was hoping he'd forget about it. Good grief, it was a long drive and everything. But he gets me up at 4:30, and
Hmm.
we decided to go for a ride. And I had one of the best times to be up so early in the morning. Uh, me and it was just me and old Bear, and we got to ride around and talk and discuss some Bigfoot stuff and
Hmm.
ride around in the dark out there at a place that's supposed to be ate up with Bigfoot is kind of a little strange, you know. But I see why you wanted to do it, and I got to see a few other places at night. And there's a reason I bring it up that it was basically dark still because what happened later is got something to do with what happened. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I really had a great time talking with you. I know we didn't get to discuss everything we wanted to,
No.
uh, but it was a blast for what we did do. And I want to tell you, I appreciate it. And we'll do it again if you want to. This time we'll make it 5 o'clock in the morning. But
No, no.
hey, you can't blame a man for trying.
No, I can't blame you for trying, but I can't blame you for getting up and a half an hour late. And look, people, it's not his fault. This man
Okay.
is used to getting to work at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and work until 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Now he has banker hours.
Right.
He doesn't have over the road trucker hours like me. So, yeah, you're going to have to learn how to set an alarm, an annoying alarm,
I
and
did.
get up.
I did. I got
Yeah.
you. I got you. You was that annoying alarm at 4:30 in the morning.
You were supposed to be outside the door at 4 a.m.
Oh, you know that ain't gonna happen. No. Mm. Nope, nope, nope. I need get up.
I have an annoying alarm. It's on my wife's phone, and it wakes her, and she pokes me in the ribs and goes, "The alarm's going off." Yeah. So I get up.
Yeah, windows like I would prefer to got there the night. Well, you got to understand, my wife couldn't get out of work, so we had to leave a little bit later on
Right.
Thursday. But I still think we get down there a good time. So, anyways, we had a good time, and it was so much we talked about. We'd be here for hours just talking about what we was talking about. But anyways, we come back. We done a little debunking, if I remember right, when the sun come up. I got to see places that I wanted to see uh, because I didn't know what you had planned, but there were some
Hmm.
places I wanted to check out and see what they would be like and the environment thereof. So, hey Spencer, how you doing, buddy? He's right. It's hard to get me on a show at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Mondays, I guys. Mondays are my busy days. So if I got a football channel, Spencer runs a good show on Monday nights, and it's so hard for me to get there on time. And luckily, he's the man, so he gets it done. So I appreciate Spencer. I really do. Does a good job. But anyways, so we come back for breakfast Friday. I'll let you go from there.
Oh no, 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 no. I'm only telling the part that I'd contributed.
Okay.
We put in, we put on. I brought my griddle out that goes on the side of my camper, and we had our cooker set up, and we bamboozled your wife
Mhm.
and Neil into peeling 10 pounds of potatoes.
Mhm.
10 pounds of potatoes. And they cut them up into what us Southerners call, uh, uh, you know, uh, Mrs. Bear's over here throwing words at me, and I'm like, anyway, they're southern fried taters. You know, they're cut into a certain length, cut a certain way, peeled, washed, done all that stuff too. And we made didn't well we kind of volunteered Neil to fry them up.
Yes, we did.
And he started out a little bit slow on the uptake, but other than that, he did a pretty darn tasteful job of frying the potatoes. And I put on two 2 pounds of bacon and
Hmm.
fried all that up to everybody's liking, I believe.
Hmm.
And we fixed 15 sausage patties. And the wife made some biscuits, a couple cans of biscuits for breakfast. And then you take over.
Mm-mm. No, 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 no. We won't discuss that part. We'll move on to
Oh, yes,
lunch.
we are.
We'll move on to lunch.
There wasn't no lunch. Come on.
Yeah, that's
Tell
pretty much true.
everybody what you contributed.
What did I contribute? I didn't contribute anything. I think Curtis
Yeah.
contributed the cast iron skillet. We made eggs, and
Hmm.
so everybody had eggs, bacon, sausage. Uh, did we have biscuits that morning? I
Yeah.
think,
I made biscuits too.
Yeah. Anna made biscuits. My wife made a couple of cans of biscuits. And
yeah. So, yep, that's what we had. So, anyways,
when I,
you know what?
wait a minute. You fixed 2 dozen eggs a
Yeah,
certain way.
yeah.
Yummy.
They're scrambled, partially scrambled, and they
Mm-hmm.
have cheese added to them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't let him be modest, people. He did a wonderful job, an awesome job. There wasn't enough eggs left over that you could have fed a flea.
Mm. Yeah, y'all was hungry. That's what I'm gonna say. Y'all was hungry.
Yeah,
Uh,
we were hungry, but we had all that other stuff to eat. 10 pounds of potatoes.
yeah,
There
that was
wasn't a
a.
person there that didn't have a heaping plate half full of potatoes.
Hey, if you walked away hungry, it was your own fault.
Yeah,
It was your own
it
fault.
really was your fault. Plus, we had my coffee that I always fix. We had other drinks there. We had milk and orange juice, and you know, if, and I think Neil and Mary's kids they drank pop.
Mhm.
Uh, they tried my coffee on Friday morning. I don't think any of them got coffee on Saturday morning. I think they were still hyped up on the coffee Friday.
You make it a little strong, don't you?
No, it's not strong. It only if you throw it out the window, it'll pass you doing 80. And you're running 70. So but that's the way I was raised to make coffee. I learned from two great men in my life, my dad and my uncle, and that's how I make coffee. It's just I do it all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't drink coffee now. I sure was proud of it. Let me go in here. I've got a new guy back in here. Well, not a new guy, but hey, Steve. Good to see you again. Flat Rock, always a pleasure. Man, I love Flat Rock.
Hmm.
Uh, Mr. Van Edwards, I have not seen him in a long time. I am so glad to see you, and I hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope you really are. Should have broke out Livy's gravy, so I could make some. No, 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 don't let me volunteer gravy
Yeah,
too.
somebody neglected the gravy Friday morning. Somebody said they wanted gravy and never made none.
No, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't
No,
me.
it wasn't you.
With me.
Oh, Miss Hillary over there said you should have brought some Susie's big head cat biscuits. See, guys, this is what I'm talking about. We go to these camping, everybody thinks we're going to go out there and rope down Bigfoot and bring him back tied up. No, it's about getting out there relaxing and having some fun. And enjoying some good company and a chance to do some Bigfoot stuff and see if you get some reaction of some sort. That's what it's all
All
about.
right.
It doesn't matter if you're successful or not. It's the rest of the camping experience that is really, really. I mean, you ask Van Edwards, he'll tell you he loves to go camping, and I guarantee he would love to go with us if he could.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, this is a red eye gravy time. Send me a video, Wendell. All right. So, anyways, yeah, it was a good breakfast. I enjoyed it. I hope everybody liked it. You done a good job with the bacon, the sausage, and all that kind of stuff. So it was really good stuff. Sausage gravy. Uh, One of these days, I still got to make you the eggs that I want to make you,
Mm-hmm.
and I would love to make some gravy for you at the same time, but I ain't making for everybody. Good grief.
You'd have to make to do the gravy alone. You'd have to make
Yeah,
3 batches of it. I would say.
yeah, yeah. I know. I know what it would take. I'm gonna tell you what, guys. We got another camp out coming before we move on. I got some videos I want to show you guys. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but uh, we've got another camp out in August
Mm-hmm.
24th. Josh Inslee is hosting another one. This is going
Yes,
to
sir.
be. Hey, Scotty, I'm glad he finally made it. Glad he
Yep.
finally made it. Uh, but yeah, we're going to do another one. I think it's the 24th of August, if I'm thinking correctly. And
21st to the 24th.
okay, 21st to the 24th. All right. So I'm going to extend this to people that are in the chat. If you are considering coming to a camp out and doing just like we said, just enjoy good people, enjoy talking Bigfoot stuff and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
good conversations. We have campfires going on at night and such. Uh, let's see, and pair it up with some folks. We're hoping to get a bigger crowd coming in
Mm-hmm.
October, or not October, but in August, and we're going to try splitting up the groups. Usually you take a a whole group on Fridays, and then we split up on Saturdays. We may end up
Mm-hmm.
having. I'm wanting to see that we have to split up into two groups on Friday, and then split up to about four on Friday. See how that works out. Michael Kirsch, that's what I'm gonna call you by. I'm glad your stuff come in. I hope it gets worked out. But anyways, so Mr. Edwards, especially you, I'm extending you and Spencer too. If you guys want to go to this camp out, y'all get in touch with me. I'll tell you how to get there, tell you what it's all about,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully y'all can come. Anybody else that wants to, uh, let me do this. See if I can find it. You can get in touch with us two different ways, and I'm trying to. Did I not have your email on here?
You should.
I thought I already did, but I don't see it. It's Old Bear's Den of Bigfoot, is it not?
Old Bears Den 2019 at gmail.com.
Okay, guys, remember that. I will do better next show. I will put that on here. I thought I had it. But if and there's another way you can get in touch with us, and I'm gonna put it up there. That is bamdamsports at gmail.com. That is my football channel, mine and Spencer's. If you decide that you want to get in touch with me somehow, some kind of way, just put in there Bigfoot. Spencer will forward it to me, and we will get in touch with you guys and get you set up if you want to come. You will have a great time. There's no doubt about it. You might not even see, hear nothing of a Bigfoot, but you will have a great time. All right, let me get back over here. Let's see here. There we go. I'm gonna put this up there. Oh, Scott, you ain't there. I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm just gonna be plain about it. If you're not there, I'll tell you, we had a great time with Scott and his
Oh
wife.
yeah.
Man, they were just great, great people. I mean, we had a great time. All right. Here we go. And yes, ma'am. At Salt Fork and the group campground. So if you're interested, like I said, you can email Old Bear if you want to, or you can email at the Bam Dam site, and like I said, they'll forward it to me. So this guy's riding a bike. I hope he doesn't wreck.
Hmm, you better
Uh,
not.
no, I don't go to the conferences. James, I'm gonna put it to you like this: I am, uh, and Bear will tell you, I am very, very much into personal knowledge
Okay.
of this criteria. And people have distorted so much stuff. In conferences, it's kind of like you want to sell stuff, or you got
Mhm.
these big name speakers or whatever. I'm not into that. I'm sorry, I'm not into that. I am more into finding out what's the truth about these creatures, boogers, whatever you want to call them, their habits, where they like to go, just everything else that I can. But I don't want no, um, how can I put it? Some big name just either downing or not telling what other people say or believe. I'm gonna put it to you that way. I want to see it, guys. I've seen Bigfoot before. Okay, so proving Bigfoot is nothing to me. It's nothing. Either you believe it or you don't, or you've seen one or you haven't. So proving one exists is no, it's not what I'm about. I am about trying to find the evidence of them. What all kind of evidence do they leave? On and on and on. So no, I don't go to conferences. Now guest speakers, we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Yeah, I would love for man. I would even help pay for you to get up here, Van. I really would. Uh, well, now I'm gonna tell you something, James. Before I get off of that, conferences are great. Richard does them. There's other people in the South that do them. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing. I mean, I'm sure it's a fun time. I just would rather be out in the woods with Old Bear or somebody else, out here trying to find other things. I just would rather do that than, oh, I'm going to a conference. I ain't saying conferences ain't great. Flat Rock goes to them. Leonard, Richard, Old Bear. I just don't. They just ain't my cup of tea.
Right. Well, I'll tell you about conferences. I've been to the one at Salt Fork. I've been to some up in Pennsylvania. I've been to places in Virginia for conferences, and they're basically all the same. They are for people to market Bigfoot.
Hmm.
People have T-shirts, hats, keychains,
Jewelry.
jewelry. I mean, you name it, it's there,
There's
and
nothing
there's
wrong with
nothing
that.
wrong
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. And we've sat in at a couple of conferences, with people that come in and talk Bigfoot. One member was part of the BFRO. You basically got in that talk what the BFRO says.
Hmm.
And then, a special lady to me and my wife and to Icebox, she goes to conferences, she speaks at them. She's
Hmm.
been to England to
Hmm.
speak at a Bigfoot conference in England. And she got up there and she's the type of person I would much rather listen to.
Hmm.
She tells you like it is. She tells you what she's seen, what she's found. Um, and it's not along a certain group's line. She's a very knowledgeable lady. And if you don't know her, she has the page called Not Got Knockers. She puts a magazine out now, and she's got her own store in a mall near where she lives now. She does all this because it funds her way to go bigfooting. That's the only reason she does it. She's a beautiful lady, and she's very knowledgeable about Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
And, conferences are fine to go to if you want to go and get merchandise and all that and talk to people. It's fine. But going and learning about Bigfoot at conferences, it's kind of hard to do that because there's so many people walking around looking at the Bigfoot stuff, talking to each other. You kind of have to stand on top of each other to hear what someone's saying. And that kind of inhibits the conversation, and I'm not into that. I want to get every detail I can from a person, from their experience
Mm-hmm.
with Bigfoot. And that's just who I am.
Yep, yep. And that we're kind of along the same line of thinking there. All right. Well, let's move on. We'll move on to now, guys. We're me and Bear's a couple old guys. I mean, that's not hard to tell.
Speak for yourself. I'm not that old
Okay,
yet.
I'm old. Well, just because you ain't got no gray hair, and I think I see why. But anyways, yeah, I'm old. So I take a nap, and we get up Friday night or Friday, uh, and we go out on a little trip. So let me tell you
Mm-hmm.
this way: I go out with Bear Friday morning, and he drives me around, shows me a few places, and we end up on a particular place I wanted to check out when it got daylight, and so we
Mm-hmm.
went far to go back to the group camp, and we do this and do that, and we get up and get ready to go for that evening, and I think we had chicken that night, barbecue chicken, and
Mm-hmm.
what else we had? We had fried taters again.
Fried potatoes,
I think some coleslaw or some potato salad. Uh,
coleslaw.
I can't remember what else.
Not potato salad. We had the
Pasta salad.
pasta salad.
Okay, okay, and I believe some of that was made by Josh's mother, if I'm not
Oh yeah,
mistaken.
the coleslaw and the pasta salad. That woman can cook.
Yes, she
Hmm.
did. And we appreciate her.
Conferences are not as good as Old Bear's hamburger. He didn't cook. Dadgummit, don't you think? Nah, I'm not gonna let him get away with that. Uh, yeah, I'm with you, Van. But anyway, so we go out Friday night. I've got with me in my truck, me and Ice Bunny, Curtis,
Mm-hmm.
I believe David and his, I think it's his wife. I'm not sure. It's his girlfriend, fiance. Let's go that route. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so we're following. We've got Scott in front of us. We've got Old Bear in front of him. So right now, I'm proud Curtis is not on this channel. Let's put it that way. Because, uh, yeah, let's put it this
now
way.
start off correctly.
Yeah.
We leave the camp, and the order
Uh-huh.
we're in is me,
Hmm.
then Josh and the people had in his car, and I had a full truck, did I not? And now I've got a 3/4 ton Dodge, and somebody's got a 1/2 ton Dodge, and he was bringing up the rear.
Yeah,
Three
well,
vehicles. Now my truck is bright red, and I understand it's dark,
hmm it was.
but
It was
I've
dark.
got lights on my truck. You can't mistake them. So go on, Icebox. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm following along. All right. I pretty much know where we're going. I'm under the
Yeah.
impression that I never asked. I never asked. All I know was, hey, we was going out. I'm thinking we're
Mm-hmm.
going to the last spot that me and you went to. All right.
No, no,
So, well, I
I
didn't
never
know.
said that.
I had people ask me where we're going tonight. Hold up, because I really didn't. And So we going along and we get on this one particular, now guys, it turns into gravel. All right. And it shoots off in certain veins here and there. Not a lot, but
Hmm.
enough. And I'm following along right behind. I guess it was Josh who was in between us.
Yes, yes.
And there is a part to that road. I don't have a 3/4 ton. All right. I'm still kind of getting used to this half ton. So we start going over this one part of the gravel road. It's rough. I mean, it's like going over, like 20 sets of railroad tracks. I mean, it's duh, 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 duh. Yes, it is. You just
No,
sit over there.
it's not.
You just sit there and be quiet, Mister 3/4 ton. That 3/4 suspension. Good grief. So, so we're going over this. Well, I'm slowing down because I think I know where we're going. And so we get over the hill, and next thing I know, I'm seeing tail lights. I mean, these guys are gone. I said, well, uh, yeah, okay. I didn't know what was going on. Anyways, uh, so they're gone, and I'm trying to catch up a little bit. I mean, I'm not flying. You know what I mean? And we get to the road where you turn off to the left. All right. So when you turn off to the left, I see no more tail lights. They're gone. So I'm thinking they went straight. Well, apparently there's a road that cuts off to the right, just about as soon as you
Hmm.
make that left-hand turn. David back there says, "Well, I think I seen red taillights." I'm looking, I didn't see them. I said, "No, I think they went on this way." So
Hmm.
here we go. I'm going. I'm easing down through there, and I'm looking. I'm getting ribbed from the back, from my wife, from Curtis. Like, do you really know where you're going?
Hmm.
Yeah, I know where I'm going. Y'all just sit back here and shut up. So just about the time I'm fixing to hit asphalt, I get this phone call. Where are you?
Yeah.
Where are you? Is what I want to know. About the time they asked me, I finally hit asphalt and I look up. I said, I'm on road 55.
Yeah.
And I
Three and
think
a half
that,
miles away.
yeah, yeah. So I had to turn around and go back. And uh, we finally got met up. And I'm still taking a ribbon over this, guys, because I'm supposed to know where I was going. Yeah, I didn't know. That was my first time
Yes,
having to
he
drive
did
around.
know
I did.
because before we left the camp, I told you we were going to go to the spot that we had went to last August on the slim chance that there were some Bigfoot in that area because of the terrain of the area. I
Yeah,
told you that.
yeah. Let's put it this way. The next time we go up, we'll jump in my truck and we'll ride around and I will take notes. Because you got to remember now, Friday morning, we was having a very interesting conversation. So I am not uh Curtis. Dang it, Curtis. I was trying to slide by, brother. She my wife asked me, she says, does anything look familiar down through here?
Oh
I'm
boy.
like, I said, yeah, it all looks like the same woods I was in this morning. Oh, Lordy. But yeah, hey, you got to admit, Curtis, it was a fun time. You did tell him. We had a lot of laughs. We was enjoying ourselves. So, nah, we had a good time. So, anyways,
So go ahead, bud. Go ahead.
uh, Scott M was just putting in here, and I'm going to put it up here because I want you to talk about this.
I
We found
can't
it.
see that.
All right, it says we found a dinner table there was bones as far as the eye could see.
True.
You'll-
So
But
once we finally got Icebox to come to where we are, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to be mean, Icebox. In
Curtis
August,
agrees with me. It was great. We had a good time.
I am bringing a tow bar and we're hooking it to the front of your truck and hooking it to the back of my truck. All you need to do is just sit there. You won't have to steer. You can leave your truck running and have your brakes and all that. Just we won't lose you that way.
uh,
Pull him along like a kid in the wagon.
oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I gotta reply to this. Is Icebox getting to the point if him drop Walmart nut and seeing if he makes it home? We'll all get there. The funny thing is, my wife she's on me. I mean, she is on me about this stuff. And Curtis is dying back there. And I told her, I said, you keep this up, woman. I'll drop you off right here and let you walk back to the group camp. Let's see how you turn out. Well, I didn't turn out that well after that, saying that too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So tell me about this. Where'd it go?
No, I remember what he was asking about.
Yeah.
We found what 6 or 7 different rib cages from deer, hip bones, backbone, um, legs, everything from a deer. And in my personal opinion, it was not because a Bigfoot decided it was going to kill a big herd of deer. It was all because um, during hunting season, you have guys that open up uh, their meat cutters and they dissect a deer and cut the meat off a deer and process the deer for you. And I think somebody evidently had the bones and took them out there and just dropped them off in the state park, which is unlawful. They shouldn't do those things. But that's what I believe the deer came from, was from a meat processor that got some late deer in and cut them up and just took them out there and dropped the bones instead of having disposed of them properly.
I've seen that happen.
And I looked at the bones and the pelvis bones and everything else that was there. None of them were cracked open, which would be a typical way a Bigfoot would eat a whole deer. They would crack the bones up to take the marrow out. And I didn't find any of that type of evidence there. So I believe that it was a meat cutter that dropped them off.
Okay. All right. So after I get there, I'm going to show you a video of it. That ain't too long. And let's see how you guys like this. Now, look over me, guys. Something is going on with my editor. When I thermo, it's this way. All right. Now you got wide views and everything else. But when I try to watch it on playback on my phone or on a computer, I got an editor where I can turn it around, but it'll show up this way. And something is going on with my editor or something going on with my computer, one of the two. So
I'd say it's settings in your computer, my friend.
It could be. It could be. Because I used to could do a edit and it goes straight to my files. Well, now it's not doing it. So
yeah,
I don't know what's going on. But anyways, here's a video of a thermal while we were there. To show you the quality of the thermal that we got. And nothing happens, but I mean, you'll see some stuff in here, but it's going to show up kind of sideways. So look over that. You just tilt your head. Do like my dog does. Well, let's see. Do it.
Small? Yeah.
Yeah.
Small. My apologies. If you don't call it out, you don't learn.
That's right. Yeah, it's coming right towards us.
Josh, what you got?
I've been watching behind us.
I know. If y'all didn't notice, There was a small vocal that came from across the road.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it.
Honestly, I don't know what I was listening for, but
I don't know what that is.
something like that way. But
Oh,
he says it's
I
the
think
road.
it's a possum.
Yeah, there's a road
Or
that comes up over there.
Okay.
It comes up, connects into this, and then it can turn left over there. Anything icebox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. He's got possum.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We got one more to try.
All right. That was that. So now you've seen the possum and everything. Now, was this cold night or was this the raining night?
That was the rainy night. That was all the pitter patter that you were hearing on the video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wasn't sure because, guys, Friday after me and Bear went riding around and we ate dinner and lunch or whatever we call it, it just got miserable after that.
Yeah.
It,
It got
it
pretty
was
wet and damp. Yeah.
if it wasn't for what we were doing, I would have never left camp. I'll be honest with you. That was that kind of night. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Matter of fact, you could video. I mean, I've got another one I want to show them here in just a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But it would look like the rain was almost foggish, and it was affecting the thermal because it had to
Yep.
work through so much cold to pick up the heat. You know what I'm saying? So it was still a good video, I think, but you will see some things that it could have been better if it wasn't for that rain. Made
Yeah.
it look like fog. But anyways, we were gone Friday night. All right,
Yep.
and there wasn't a whole lot went on from there. There is another video I got, but I'm going to save it. Uh, but something happened back at the camp. We left somebody behind.
Two somebodies.
Mhm. Two somebodies. Okay, and one of them had a little experience while we was there.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And we wanted to know what the experience was. And see, guys, I'm not privy to everything that goes on to these camps. You know what I mean? So I get to talk to everybody. Everybody's been great. But this experience, old Bear interviewed that following Saturday. So
Yeah,
I want
next
you guys
morning.
to hear. Yeah, I want you guys to hear that interview. Okay.
Hello,
So here
everybody.
we
We're here
go.
with Kenny, and last night here in camp, he had an experience that he endured and did a pretty good job of taking care of himself and watching out for himself. And Kenny, why don't you tell us a little bit about it? How did it start?
It started by it was raining, and I'm sitting back here by the trailer, and all of a sudden I heard something that sounded like teeth smacking, and two great big loud grunts, and I sat here a little bit, and it done it again, and the lady in the tent up there started screaming, and you told me if anything happened, I need to be safe to go to the pickup, turn the headlights on. So that's what I did.
Okay, you said when it was popping its teeth, did it sound like a bear popping its teeth, or do you think it was?
I have no idea.
No idea.
I didn't see it. It was too dark, but all I could do was hear it.
And about what time did this occur? Do you have any idea?
About 20 minutes before, 25 minutes before you guys got back. So what that been? About midnight?
About midnight's when we got in, yeah.
About midnight.
So, how did it make you feel?
How hard,
Language.
how hard can you get scared? I was beyond that. Because I never expected anything like that. I mean, it just don't happen. You know? And then all of a sudden, there it was. And, but I don't know. I'm here for an experience, and last night I think I got one of the best experiences you can ever get.
So, even though you didn't see this creature or whatever made that noise,
Yeah.
do you have any speculation on your part what it might have been?
No, I've had several people tell me it might have been a bear, but I have never heard a bear do that.
Right.
And that's all I can. To what it was, no, I can't. I'm not going to even care to guess because I'm a person. Everything has to be proven to.
Right.
And last night that proved to me that there's something here that I don't know about.
Right.
So,
And tonight you're not staying here at the camp by yourself tonight, are you?
no.
We've made a request for you to go with.
Yeah.
Right.
To go out with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got pretty scared last night. My knees shook
Yeah.
till after 3 o'clock this morning. So,
So it caused you a little bit of lack of sleep last night.
yeah,
Okay.
quite a bit.
Is there anything else you would like to add to?
No, I'm just going to say that what you told me in the last 2 or 3 hours last night before you left about if things got a little rowdy, the first thing I want to do is go to the truck, and if it comes towards the truck, fire it up and leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of took that to heart.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the interview that you've given me here this afternoon, and I appreciate, you being brave enough to sit through that. That's pretty tough for a lot of people to do.
Yeah, it's real tough. Because I didn't know what to do. I mean, I literally froze in my tracks.
Right.
So,
Well, like I said, I still think you're a brave man to do sit here
well, thanks.
and not run.
No.
Most people would have ran.
Well, and I didn't know there was a woman in that tent up there.
Right.
And when I heard the screaming, I thought it was whatever was making those noises.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had known that she was up there, she'd have been over in my truck.
Right.
So, that's all I can say.
All right. All right, everybody. That was the interview with Kenny, and we hope you enjoy it. And we'll bring you some more later on. We hope. Bye-bye.
All right. Kenny. Kenny is a great, great guy. I love Kenny to
Yes.
death.
Yes.
He's fun to camp with. Just a good guy to be around. Kenny has got a recording of something strange out in the woods that I will be playing on one of the later shows. I was hoping to get Kenny tonight, but I wish y'all would put up a prayer for his mother. She's not
Yeah.
feeling very well. He was planning on trying to be with us tonight. It just didn't work out. So if you can, put up a prayer for his mom, and that's the reason why he's not here. But Kenny is such a great guy. You just can't beat Kenny.
No.
Just can't beat him. So Scott says that they heard chatter, and yeah, Kenny was with them, and we're going to tell that story here in just a little bit. Scott, if you want to come on this channel and tell your side of this story, come right on. I will put up a
Come
link.
on,
Just
Scott.
just tell me that you want to come on. I'll post a link and we'll try to get you on. Okay. But I would like somebody that was there to tell this story of what happened to them Saturday night about the rocks being thrown. Okay. All right. Whitney Ray, how you doing, hon? So yeah, Scott said that they heard chatter and saw a shadow go past their tent. I had the flap open in the tent about 3 inches. Yeah, Kenny has been through a lot. Kenny's about 70 years old. You can't beat Kenny. I mean, you just can't do it.
No.
All right, I'm going to step out for just a few minutes. I'm going to let you tell the story about what happened and tell them about. There was a rumor that I found out later that they might have seen a something up around Josh's tent. I don't know what time of day or what it was. Um, but anyways, if you wouldn't care to tell what you and Kenny talked about, what he had heard that night, and what he might have seen the next day, and that'll give me a few minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that'll be all right. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
be back in a few minutes. Go ahead, and tell.
Well, Saturday I sit down and talk with Kenny before I did the interview to get his side of what went on, and he said he had seen something dark colored go past an opening in the brush that was behind Josh's tent on Saturday. Now that happened a few times, and that morning it was still pretty cloudy and windy. And Josh and I went up there and went looking for any evidence that it could have been a bear. Uh, Always go with the most plausible answer to what it could have been. And based upon what Kenny told us on Friday night, it sounded like a bear. Well, I've been bear hunting for 30 years in the state of West Virginia, um, and I know what a bear track looks like. I know what a double step of a bear track looks like. Uh, I can pick up on them pretty easy. And we went up there, and Josh and I both walked around after Kenny said he had saw something black go through that opening, around across that opening behind Josh's tent. It's not directly behind, it's kind of off to the right. When you're looking at it, it's to your left. But if you're standing in front of his tent, it's off to your right. And Josh and I walked up there. Now, Josh is a very good friend of ours, and he's more like one of our kids to me and my wife. And I trust his opinion on matters of Bigfoot. And so we went up there and went looking around through all of the. Now it's been wet and raining, so there should have been an easy track to find. I went looking for bear tracks. There's not a lot of bear in Ohio, but they do come out of the state of West Virginia and travel over into the area around Salt Fork. It's a state hunting ground, and it's a state park. So that means easy food, which is a possibility for a bear to be in there. It's not conducive for two apex predators like a black bear and a Bigfoot to be in the same area because they end up fighting each other. But in this occasion, I went to look for bear tracks. Now, a bear has claws that are protruding from their feet at all times. They got 4 toes up front, 4, and then the rear has 5. I did not find a single bear track in the woods behind Josh's tent where the sound came from on Friday night. Not a single print. We did find a possible print, but there were no claw marks, which would have had to have been a rear paw on a bear because there was what looked to be like 5 toes. But then, upon further examination by Josh and I, we found something that may have had 3 toes. Now, a bear can lose a toe just like any other animal in the woods. Bigfoot can lose toes. There's accidents that happens. things happen out in the wild, and that was what we went looking for. Um, and we went and examined everything. I mean, I was bent over on my knees quite a few times looking at what may have been a print, and Josh was doing the same. And we looked for any scratch marks on trees. Bears are known to mark trees with their claws. And they rub their backs on a tree, scratching their back. Bigfoot does the same. Humans do it. But we found none of that evidence to say that it was a bear. Now, the other possibility is that he was seeing a young teenage Bigfoot, which is a possibility. Down on all fours, it would resemble a bear. But we didn't find any footprints or handprints to say definitely that it was a Bigfoot. We found smudges of something, and but it was not definitive. So we do not know for sure what was making popping its teeth and making those loud growls, as Kenny said. Bigfoot does that. It'll pop its teeth. Bear will do it. So we can't say definitively that it was a black bear or that it was a Bigfoot. But we did our due diligence in trying to figure out exactly what we were dealing with. And throughout the afternoon and all day Saturday and Saturday night, we made sure no one stayed at the camp. But there was a few that stayed. And they stayed in our camper. The young couple that stayed in our camper on Saturday night, and which was Neil's son and his fiance, and then Ellison, Scott's better half, stayed in their tent, and we told her that if she had any trouble whatsoever, to scream out, and that Neil's son would come and get her and escort her to the camper, and they were to lock down inside the camper. And that's what they did. But they didn't have anything going, so that was good on Saturday night. But we did do our due diligence looking for any evidence of a bear or Bigfoot. We did not find any, but something had to make those sounds to scare Kenny. He's a pretty brave man. He's a great guy. He'll do anything you ask of him, and it does not. A lot of things don't scare him. And go ahead, Icebot.
Kenny is one of those types. He's gonna tell you like it is, way he's seen it, or what he thinks it is, or what what I'm saying. He's an honest guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna come up with a bunch of crap. Now I do have a question for you. Wendell looks like he's going to bed. Looks like good night to you, Wendell. Is it true that Bigfoot, and especially the juveniles, will they get on all fours?
Juveniles tend to use the all four position a lot more than the bigger ones, than the full grown adults, because a full grown adult, it's like me and you getting down on all fours. It's tough for us to get back up.
Oh yeah.
After putting as many miles on our bodies as we do, when you go out deer hunting, bear hunting, most of your adult life, driving a truck, it's tough on us. Living in the wild, it's tough on a Bigfoot. Your joints get deteriorating. But when they're younger, they use the position of all fours a lot.
Mm-hmm. You think that's a possibility?
I do. Yes, I do. I think it was. I think it could have been a young adult, not an adult, but a juvenile. You know, something that was 13, 14, 15 years old. You know, in human years, the body size, and by the description that Kenny gave of what he was seeing on Saturday, um, in order for a bear to be that size, it would probably have to be something in the range of 8, 9 years old, 250, 300 pounds. It takes a while for a black bear to get to that size.
Okay. All right. Good night to you, Van. I see you leave it out. All right. Me and Josh had, I think the year before in April last year, I went out walking on Sunday by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, don't fuss at me. But I was out there videoing, testing out this new action camera that I got, and I videoed this tree, which I didn't think was important, but later on I talked to you about it. It could have been a tree that was pushed over, possibility. And the way it was over, I've seen a bunch of broke trees, guys. Come on. I mean, I didn't make it 63 years 3 years old without seeing something. So I said something to Bear about it. So this year, me and Josh went out because it was it's not fully leafed out up there at this time of year, and so he
No, at
was
that time, no.
he was more than glad to go out there with me, and I couldn't remember exactly which spot I was in, so we just cut a trail out into the middle of the woods there.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were out there, we heard something, and I don't know what it was. I can't tell you that it was a whoop, and it's possible, or a whoop. Josh heard it too, and was a little confused on which direction it came from, but I could have sworn it was basically almost dead in front of us off to the left, and Josh might have thought it was to the right. I can't remember what his view was. But anyways, we did hear something, and we figured, well, we got briars and we've got everything else that was so thick going forward that way that I'm like, no, I'm not going to get scratched up just to go out there and have something stand up. Now I really got to turn my legs getting up out of there. So we decided to cut up and just come on back to camp. So that was interesting for me. But it all seemed like it was what Kenny saw, and smacking
Mm-hmm.
and everything that was going on, the lip smacking was all coming up from that corner back there behind Josh's tent. That's what it seemed like it was
Yeah.
coming from. Yeah. So, anyways, that was interesting. And like I said, guys, later on, I will play a video. I'm hoping to get Kenny on here in a couple of weeks and play this video that he recorded for. He was trying to help somebody out, and he recorded something very strange. And it's a very good recording. I'll play that probably here in a couple of weeks if he gets to come back on. It's hard for me to hang on and not play it because I really enjoy this video. But anyways, so we go out. Uh, did we meet up with Josh at Hosak's Cave Friday
No,
night?
no.
You sure?
Well, no, we were all together on Friday night at Hosak's.
Okay, okay.
Everybody followed. We actually kept you in the middle this time.
Yeah, y'all made sure I found it, huh?
Yeah.
All right, good night to you, Stephen. All right, I'm gonna play this video. I'm hoping something shows up. I've seen something on here. I haven't said anything to you about,
No.
um, but I want you guys to see this and see what you think. And I will discuss this a little bit, okay? All right, what you're seeing right there is the back of somebody's head, and I think it's if he turns around, he's got a beard. It's Josh. I'm not sure. Was it you, Bear?
That was me.
That was you. And if you can
I think
tell,
so.
it was a cold, rainy night, and you could see the
Mm-hmm.
coolness and the difference in the temperature. And this thermal is pretty sensitive. It's not as good as
Yeah.
Neil's. And hey, Neil, I seen you on here earlier. Uh, Neil has got one that's a little bit brighter, but mine is definitely highlighted enough. but you can see the cold weather difference. You can see the heat coming out from underneath the hoodie of the jacket there. Okay, I'm just trying to explain a few things here. So, all right. So that don't look like you, but I guess it is.
It is.
Okay. Now there's a reason I'm stuck right here. Okay. When I see it, I'll stop the video again. Uh, but there is something that caught my eye here coming up. All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. If you look down toward the bottom, kind of off to the right of the middle, you're gonna see, okay, something that looks like a red dot. Now, keep in mind, this video that I'm recording in is in green, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's not in white, but you'll see it, and it's already popped up, but I don't know if anybody paid attention to it, okay? But it will pop up again. But if you look, if you're looking center of the video, right there about where it's at the darkest, off to the right just a little bit, you're going to see something red.
I don't think it's anything. It's right there at that tree.
Did you see it?
Was it at the tree there, like the triple tree that's in the top of the screen now?
No, not on the top of the screen. It is. You got to remember, it's. We filmed it this way.
Right.
I can see it. Whatever. It's goofy. But so now it's basically you have to turn your head this way to kind of see it somewhat in the way that it was filmed. But there is some dark trees toward the bottom. If you look at the very bottom edge, you'll see some light down here at the
Yeah.
right side of them trees. If you go up about halfway to where it's at the lightest part down at the right hand side, if you go
Mhm.
almost there's kind of like another little hill back in there, it looks like a little
Mhm.
slant. But if you go back up about halfway, almost halfway, it's a little red dot. Why am I picking up a red dot? All right. Now I'm gonna tell you this much, guys. I've looked at this video several times. I can find the red dot, but at one point, and I don't know if I blink at the wrong time or what happens, but it moves. And I'm hoping you guys can see it. I don't know that you can't. I'm just doing the best I can here with what this computer is letting me do now. It's all goofy because I had it turned the other way in my editor and had it blowed up, and you can see it. But it will move. In this video, you might only just see the flash of it, but it's a red dot and it stays there. And you see it several times. And in one point of that video, and it flashes just like this, but it moves down to the right. So if you're looking at it the right way, it moves to the right. Okay. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, and I apologize for that myself, but I did see it. And I've looked for it again, and it's eluding me. So we'll see what happens. Matter of fact, fact, I'm gonna back up just a little bit.
I don't think it's anything. It's right there at that tree.
All right, there it was. Let me see if I can expand this. No. All right. I couldn't expand it the way I wanted to. But yeah, did you see it?
That
Right.
time I did, yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's a couple trees there. There's a little small gap. It's hard to tell, but there's a couple trees right there. And it's right there at them trees right there, that gap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost pointing to it. Okay, that's the entrance to the Hosak's Cave. Like I said, you have to kind of tilt your head to see it. And I apologize, guys. It's
Mm-hmm.
my deal. But yeah, I seen that light. It's not a light. I don't want nobody sitting there going saying it's an orb, because it's not. It's not an
No,
orb, but it is
we'd
red
all
eye.
seen it if it had been an orb.
Oh yeah, it would have been bouncing around or going up and down. You got to remember, this is going. When it moved on me, it moved straight down to the right. Okay, um, and it's just an instant when it does it, and it's hard to for like I said, I watched this video several times, and I seen it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm wondering, okay, one, I'm filming everything in green. Why is this red light showing up? And the only thing that I could figure um, is that it's the reflection of, and you know what I'm talking about, of something's eyes, possibly. I don't know, but why is it in red? That's what I don't understand. I guess because it must not be heat. All right, I'm gonna cut it off there. I'm not going to let you guys suffer because it's about 11 minutes long. Okay, and it really wasn't nothing else that really happened outside of Barry making a call, Josh doing some whistling. That's all that pretty much the rest of the video showed. That, but we didn't get it outside of a creature, which tickled the far out of me. Josh was down there at the beginning of Hosak's Cave and was walking back, and we had some kind of critter run right across behind him. He never even seen or heard it. But anyways, okay, I don't know what Eric Gray's talking about, but anyways, yeah, that struck me very interesting. Like I said, I get to see it in this thing, okay, and you
Mm-hmm.
can see it. It's like something is there of a red dot, and that's what struck me odd was why was it red, and I'm filming in green, and it comes in and it comes out, it comes in, it comes out, then it stays for just a little bit, and then it just cuts off to the right. And I can't figure out what it is, but it doesn't look like to me what everybody wants to say as an orb. You know what I mean? I think it
No, that
might
was
be something else.
no. We would have been seeing it. Everyone would have probably been commenting on it
Mhm.
if it had been an orb of some nature. It could have been a laser light
No,
because if you remember correctly, we had that
I know,
happening.
I know, but this is where we're filming, and you can tell me because I've not been to Hosak's Caves enough, even in the daylight, to know the layout.
Right,
But it's to
right.
the right, and if I'm thinking right, does that not go uphill?
Yeah, Hosak's from the to go to the cave was at the back of my pickup. And
Mhm,
that's where you go to Hosak's Cave. The road that goes down just goes
mhm.
down there and dead ends.
Okay.
Or, well, it goes down and through a gate and then around the hill a little bit.
Okay, because I don't know the layout well enough to know if,
Mhm.
but I know when I'm filming up to my right hand side, we're basically looking this way. I mean, I could show you where Josh is at and where y'all walked down and made your calls and everything.
Right.
But anyways, uh, it's coming from that direction, and no, it's not a laser light because it happens in the same spot between two trees, and it doesn't move from them two trees till later. You know, and I'm sorry that you guys can't see it, but I have seen it, and I did see it move. I did see it move, and no, it was not a
Well, in
laser light.
the first part of the video that you showed, on the hillside up there around those white trees,
Mm.
that were towards the top of the thing, there appeared to be something moved, and
I
it
remember y'all
showed
saying
up.
that.
Yeah,
Did you
something
see it?
moved. Yes, I saw it on the thermal and it through heat, just
Really?
for a split second on your thermal.
Hang on, let me see if I can go back.
After this, keep watching those white trees that are like in right there towards the top of my head, up in that direction. You can see the red dot on the tree right there, just 3 seconds ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And right after it disappeared, there was something that moved up there. I don't know what it is. I mean, it showed up like it was just for a split second, like something moved, leaned out.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see where it moves. Neil said he saw it. Maybe you other guys can see it. I'm not seeing it. I don't see what moves. If it's so you're saying over where I know it's up near the top, guys. But if you had turned it this way, you would understand what we're talking about. And it's my fault, guys. But up there at the top, you're saying something moves. Does it move like it's going down
No, it
or
didn't
to the
move
right?
down. It kind of went from if from where I was standing with the top of my head
Mm-hmm.
of the hat that I had on. If you look straight to the right from there, it's
Mm-hmm.
in that vicinity, and it looked like it went from the bottom towards the top of the video where it's on the side. And it just
Hmm.
like it leaned out and jerked back.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and study it. I'm gonna have to go back.
Yep.
It's just, like I say, it's just a brief moment. Okay, I'll have to go back and study it. Uh, I'll go back further into it. But like I said, when I went back looking at this video, like I said, I seen it a couple of times, not paying much attention, but I kept noticing that little red dot, and I didn't know what it was, and I tried to figure it out. No, I know it's not a laser. Uh, I don't know what it was, and I know it's not an orb. And I know people want to say that it was, but it is not. It's not an orb. And
No.
because when I'm watching it, it goes, it shows up several times, and then the last time it shows up, and then it just darts off, and it's like it darts off
Yeah.
behind a tree. Okay, so all right. So, anyways, that was an interesting video for me. Anyways, I know before we get off here that Scott wants us to talk about what happened to them Saturday night. Scott, do you want to come on the channel and talk about it? That's what I want to know. Because I really, I've heard Josh's side of the story. I've talked to Kenny. I've heard his side of the story. You're my last man. Okay.
Yep.
If you don't want to discuss it on the channel, I will send you my email here in just a little bit or tomorrow, and it will be my phone number. Call me and we'll talk about it. And so I could get the whole story from three of you guys. I've got Josh. I've gotten Neil's. I mean not Neil's, but I've gotten Kenny's. I want your story.
Kenny.
Yep. So that way I can figure out what really happened Saturday night. Okay. For these guys. All right. No,
Yeah,
you don't want
because
to come
none of
on.
us were there.
Yeah, we
Neither
weren't there.
you or our wives or Curtis were not there when they had what went on. And
Oh,
I would love to see Kenny and Scott on there at the same time.
yeah.
That way you get both their perspectives and people can make an informed decision about it.
Okay. Yeah. If Scott says he doesn't want to come on, we'll talk about it in August together. That's fine. I just want the truth be told in this particular story, because uh, I want when you got three witnesses, they see three different things, and I want to know what's the
True.
commonalities between of uh, what happened. That's what I want to know
Right.
before I put it out there. But anyways, all right. Well, I will tell you, I had a great time. It was fun. Uh, it was just bad that the weather was not so great, and yeah, I bet it was, Scott. Bet it was because I really want to hear it. But anyways, we all had a good time, and I know it's
Mhm.
getting late, and it's time to go to work tomorrow. Uh, but Barry, have
You
you
go
got
to work.
anything
I'm
else?
staying home.
You stay. You were not working tomorrow.
No, I'm gonna go turkey hunting. That's work.
So what time you be out in the woods?
Oh, I'll be on the hillside, probably underneath the roost tree by 5:30.
I'll call you then. Make sure you get your phone turned up real loud.
No, my phone will not even be with me under the tree.
Oh Lord. Well, all right. Have you got anything else you want to say about the camp out for tonight?
Um, I want to say this. Um, we had a wonderful time camping out with Icebox and Ice Bunny, and we had a wonderful time having Kenny there, Scott and Ellison and Neil and Mary and the five kids, the three kids they have with them. And we always have a wonderful time with Josh being there.
Hmm.
The
Thank you,
food
Josh.
was great. And don't let that man right there lie to you. If you want eggs, you need to go to him. He's a wonderful cook. But we had so much fun. My wife and I still talk about the camp out. We had a wonderful time with you and
I
and
did too.
all the friendship and the camaraderie we had. It was a fun time. Now some things went on that I
Yep.
didn't agree with, and I'll deal with that whatever way I have to deal with it. If when we have the one in August, if there's multiple hidden cameras around, there's going to be multiple hidden cameras around
Hmm.
to keep those issues out of the campground. Um, now we go because we have a ball with everybody, and of course my cat has to come and get in the picture. It's a camera cat. Gee whiz.
It's a pretty cat.
Yeah, she's pretty and got a little pink collar on and all that. So, anyways, we hope that more people show up in August,
Mhm.
and we also are having one put on in October by me and Icebox.
Mhm.
Uh, there's no reason that we didn't have Josh do it. It's just it was a spur of the moment thing. Icebox said that would be a great idea to have one in October, and I agreed. And I called and got us a date in October to have, and we're going to do some extra things to make it more family friendly.
Mhm.
Hopefully, we can get
We're
that
hoping.
man to speak.
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh yeah, you don't got a choice. You don't got volunteered, my friend.
Look, you
Don't
already
want to
got me
hear it.
cooking. You already got me
I'm
cooking.
not speaking, so you don't have to listen to my voice. And we have a special guest we have contacted, and we hope that he can make it. And we will have him be another speaker. We might have Icebox on Thursday and the other guy on Friday, or we may have both of them on Friday. We're not, we're being flexible. But
Yep.
I do know Saturday in October is going to be Chili Day. Homemade chili, I'm making it. Don't worry, I won't make it too hot for anybody.
I ain't saying it.
But we're also doing Bigfoot calling. If
Mm.
Icebox gets in, um,
Good.
he gets a failing grade no matter what.
So I don't get the prize.
Yeah, because he's kind of he's kind of a ringer.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm terrible at it. Trust me, I'm
yeah.
terrible, guys. Y'all got
No, he's
every
not.
chance in the world.
No, he's not. Don't let him fool you. He's pretty good at it. He's learned
Uh-oh.
because he listens. Um, and he's willing to do what he needs to do to make the calls.
Hmm.
Um, if my voice is getting hoarse, then I look at him and go, "It's your turn,"
Yeah.
and
Yep.
he does
Point
a
blank.
wonderful job. But we want to have a calling contest on Saturday. Whoever wants to come in, whether we will limit the age 8 years old to 98. We have to have a cutoff somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's the age groups. And, there'll be a kid's, first place and, and young adult first place and then adult first place. And then anybody that's over the age of 68 to 98, there'll be a first place in that group too. So come on out, come out in August. Let's have a wonderful camp out. We'll have birthday cake in August. We're probably going to have ice cream, and Icebox is not allowed to touch the ice cream
Nope.
for
Nope.
personal reasons. We're not going to mention them.
Hmm.
But come out and have a piece of cake with us and some good food on Thursday night, Friday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning, and Sunday night. Come out and join us. We want you all there.
Yep. Yep. And October will be open. Uh, it's not just
Right.
limited to our particular group of guys that's wanting to do some serious research and that type deal. So it is more for fun. Now, there's a reason why we wanted the one in October, and it's easy to figure out, guys. Most of your sightings, you go back and look at, I ain't no telling how many reports. Well, this was back in October of, you know, it seems like
Mm-hmm.
October is just a hot month for sightings. And that's the reason I said something to Bear about it one day. And he goes, "Well, do you want to go camping in October?" I said, "I'd love to. I'd love to have it in the middle of October and or toward the end." And of course, the Salt Forks rules say we can't do that. October 2nd was the last one that we could get, so we grabbed it. And let's go have fun with it. But yeah, we'll be open. I will say this: we're working very hard to cut out dramas, and we don't want any. If you happen to have a problem with somebody there, don't sit there and argue, fuss, and fight about it. Come to one of us. We will work it out. If somebody is uh, really needs to, and me and Bear will talk about it, they're gone. You know, we don't want no drama. We don't no fusses or nothing like that. So if you have a problem, just come to see us. And we will take care of it. No big deal. But I don't see us having that. We're hoping people from other groups around that area will come in and just enjoy a good time with us in October. It'll be real fun. Be real fun. All right. Well,
Yep.
I've got nothing else, Bear. How about you?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here, everybody. I wish y'all a good night. Hope you have a easy work week and enjoy yourselves. And hopefully, we'll see y'all back here pretty soon. But thank you all, Bear, for coming on the show with me tonight. I've enjoyed it, guys. We owed you a report, and that was the best we could do for tonight. But thanks for coming.
Mhm.
Y'all were a blast in the chat, and we will see y'all again here pretty soon. So y'all take care and y'all have a good night. See you, Bear.
See you, buddy.